What's up, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. I'm your host, Shaylin, and we have got quite a bit to talk about. We've got the regeneration project. We've got Casemiro's exit confirmed, and then we also have kind of previewing into Arsenal as well. So I want to kind of start diving almost right into it since there's quite a few topics. If you're wondering why I wasn't live yesterday or anything like that, I just felt like a bit of a slow day for United, and I didn't think there was really going to be much to talk about. So I just kind of took some time back for myself a little bit and relax. So what you're drinking, I think you guys almost always probably it's pretty early, and then I know some regular listeners are probably asleep. So, anyways, that being said, let's get into it. Right, so it is official. Casemiro is leaving at the end of the season. The club actually announced that, and that he's not. There is an extension for him being triggered, and it's the timing that kind of. I think it's the right time, right? Especially after that performance in the derby. And Mark Critchley, he did the math this week, and we've probably seen quite a few numbers out there about, what his cost was for over the 4 seasons. But it looks like, according to The Athletic, it's 119 million pounds. That's his transfer fee plus the wages that he, that he earned while he was there. So Critchley, he put it simply in that article that United have been a better team when Casemiro is playing, and this season especially, and now he has to be replaced. So yeah, I think that was money that was worth it, and I think it was necessary. And I mean, the stats kind of speak for themselves too. That first season when he was there around that Carabao Cup win, I mean, he was transformative in his first season. We kind of walked into it, and we are just like, whoa, okay, this is a great deal. And I know it was a deal that was, criticized by our ownership, but I kind of felt like they might have, I'll say, taken the wrong side or the wrong end of the stick there, especially. And so, yeah, so there is that. But for me, I think that decline in year two, it was a bit painful, right? Especially because of, I mean, I don't think he was necessarily set up to succeed in that midfield under Ten Hag. And there was an expectation that he was going to cover a lot more space than it was going to be. But we saw that at Crystal Palace away that year, right? And it seemed like the pace of the Premier League was catching up to him. It also felt like he was kind of a bit bulkier, or he had put in a bit more weight than what he was. And this season, he's definitely like slimmed down quite a bit. He looks like a new man, and we're seeing him kind of reap the reward as well. I think under a little bit more conservative setups, and I think Amram himself, when he was manager, said that it took him a little bit of time to understand how to best, set up Casemiro for success. But under Carrick, he looked great, and he's still shown that he can compete at the highest level. Now, realistically, is like the question comes up is who ends up replacing him, whatnot. And so let's just dive into it. And we've got Nelson here as well. Nelson, I know you're a fan of Casemiro. We've talked about his impact on the club and his impact on the team. I think he's a great dressing room presence as well. But you know what? Why don't we start there? Just give us your thoughts on Casemiro's time at United.
I think he's been one of the more. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think he's been one of the more underrated players in his time here. I think people tend to, he's not the greatest passer, but one of the main roles of a DM is shuttling. And in terms of his defensive attributes, and also, if you actually look at him, which player doesn't play well without Casemiro? Like, every player plays well with Casemiro. Every single one. And it's clear one of the biggest issues we have is we have too many people who play specific roles, and he's the only one who slots in with all of them and doesn't skip a beat. His level's always the same. And that's going to be a big hit, because any most of these younger defensive midfielders that were being linked to are all like specialists. So either one's an amazing passer, but might be a little bit under in terms of his defensive attributes, unless we get Anderson, which, let's be honest, I don't think we are. So I think he's going to be sorely missed. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of people, a lot of the younger players in our club really like his leadership.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear. When Garnacho used to play like shit, the only person who used to yell at him was Casemiro. Like, constantly. There's multiple videos, by the way, circulating now that he said he's leaving, that really showcase like how much people cared about him. And that's going to be the biggest hit. It's his leadership qualities and the fact that he is.
There's a loving nickname that I had about him, Uncle Cass, and I'm pretty sure him and I are the same age. But I mean, I get called Unc every day, so it doesn't really matter.
But he's also with 20-year-olds. Like, to them, a 33-year-old's like an old guy. You know what I mean?
100%. And I think it's really interesting that for his English is not that great, at least, or he doesn't feel comfortable like talking in interviews English. So he either chooses to speak Spanish or Portuguese. But for him to be able to have connected with so many of the folks within the dressing room, and also kind of be this figure of leadership, and I keep hearing it's been a toxic dressing room, XYZ or whatever, right? But it didn't seem like that toxicity ever emerged from him, and he seemed to have wanted to play for every single manager that he's played under. Right, and he was willing to put in the effort and to graft if that was the case. And even when he got dropped, he fought hard to win his place back. So I think
it was clear during Amarim's time at the beginning. Amarim didn't really rate him. Amarim didn't want to play him, and it's the fact that someone with, let's be honest, Amarim cannot chat to Casemiro. Casemiro has more fucking trophies than the club he came from. That's just a fact. So Casemiro, if Amarim told him sit down and he just went cool, that's impressive. Because he's just going, okay, I'll push my ego to the side. This one annoy me. I'll just.
This is a guy coming from Madrid too,
from
right?
Madrid, yeah. He's a Brazil captain, right? One of the most important. He was an important cog in that Real Madrid midfield. So the amount of experience this guy gets. Remember when he joined, we were losing games, and I know it sounds like a movie. How he said, I'm going to come in and fix the issues, and he did. We got on a 5-game unbeaten streak or something like that. Like, these are the things the small aspects of his game that we will miss. Because another thing is, if the rumors are to be said, we're also going to lose. We probably might lose Bruno too. If we're losing two of our senior heads and Maguire and everything, you're going to have to assess who our next lead is going to be. And outside of De Ligt, I don't know anybody else in that squad that has leadership qualities.
Yeah, and I think of the named people inside of that leadership team, it's Luke Shaw and Dalot. Yeah. Right, I think those are the two. I mean, again, De Ligt's not even part of that leadership squad, but he definitely looks like a leader to me. He seems like he can be somebody that maybe captains United one day too, for sure. But yeah, his experience is definitely invaluable, and I think it's something that's going to be sorely missed. But it felt like the club was trying to maybe find a replacement for him under Ugarte, and that kind of hasn't necessarily worked out. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be a summer problem since he's here until the end of the summer. You said we're not getting Anderson, or you don't think that we're getting Anderson. Is there maybe, I know you're a big FM nerd. Is there maybe another player that you think that?
Well, it's clear. I think we're just going to go for Baleba. We've been linked with him way too many times. It's definitely him. If not him, the drop in level is quite far. Because as much as I like Lamine Camara, I like Camara a lot. He doesn't have the physical attributes, like he doesn't have the aerial prowess that Casemiro provides. So if you bring in Camara, you need to bring in another tall central midfielder at the very least. If you're bringing in Anderson, not Anderson, Edison from Atalanta, I think you're going to have that one season where he he gets up to speed before he actually becomes a good player. Like those are the things that we're going to have to factor in. In my opinion, if we're losing Casemiro, we need to bring in two of them, two different attributes, two different profiles, just in case. Because if we don't do that, I think we're going to get it's going to be rough.
Yeah. Okay. Also, apologies, guys. Poor form for me. I didn't realize that I didn't have the agenda set to the right thing. So we've been talking about Casemiro's exit the entire time. Roberto is giving you a shout out in the chat. He says you're showing off your fresh cut. Like, you know, I see it. You know, look at you're looking.
I don't. I literally have no fresh cut. Look at my sides, man. This has to all go. But
okay.
go on.
maybe. Yeah. Go on. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Abdi says we need his energy, and if we're being real, we need 3 to 4 midfielders because Baleba alone wouldn't be enough necessarily to replace him. It feels like Bruno and Casemiro when they are playing in that in those midfield positions that they're doing the job of like at least like I will say three players, right?
So, it's because I wish people were in the Discord because people need to join the Discord to know how some of the conversations we were having. It went a little bit toxic today, but all in good fun. But if you actually look at the guy's defensive stats, it's ridiculous. Like, guys, I'm literally not joking. He is the best defensive midfielder in the league. And I'm focusing on the word defensive. Now, you can talk about progressive passing. Don't get me wrong. That is valid in this. You can't have a defensive midfielder anymore who doesn't have great passing attributes. But in terms of defending, there's literally no one better. Aerially, tackles one, duels one, and also goal threat. I didn't know he had the same number of goals as Rice. I thought Rice had maybe like 8-9 goals. He's got 4. They're on the same number of goals. That's another thing we're going to miss. His aerial presence defensively and offensively. Like, these are multiple factors that we're missing here.
Right. So when you mean defensive midfielder, can you compare how he compares to Rice a little bit? So that way, you know, I think whenever I think, hey, who's the best DM in the league? I'm thinking Declan Rice at Arsenal, right?
I think Rice now no longer plays as a 6. I think it's clear. He's the 8. Zubimendi is the 6. Zubimendi is like more the progressive passing kind of DM. Whilst Rice is just the all-round. He does everything well.
Wait, pause, Nelson.
Go on.
Boys, one of my favorite people in the chat is back. Amram in Cult. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I've missed you a lot. You know, wondering where you've been. You know, I'm glad you're back. You know, I'm assuming you just took a break and now you're ready to come back in for, you know, the cult of content. But apologies, Nelson, I interrupted you.
No. Hey, when legends show up, we have to give them their props.
Right.
Yeah. No, but like I think Casemiro, let's be honest, is more a dying DM, where their defensive attributes were one of the reasons why we get them. And it seems every coach now just wants a more progressive passer as opposed to the more defensive style. So we went on the complete opposite end in terms of we didn't look for a hybrid. We looked for a guy who's really good at one thing. And he's really good at that one thing. So any guy we bring in, that's why we need a second part. Someone who helps with the defensive load. So it's not just, in my opinion, it should be Baleba, Anderson, Baleba, Kamara, something like that. Because at least Baleba's big. He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot. He has great physical attributes. He's still young. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. We're replacing an experienced guy with a very young guy. I don't like that. We saw this with Šeško. It's taken him quite some time to actually get to speed. Whilst Mbeumo and Cunha, and okay, let's not talk about Cunha, but Mbeumo for sure, you saw the rate. He just joined and there was no drop-off.
Yeah.
But with Šeško, it's a build-up. So
it feels like it's been 6 months for some of these young players that have kind of like came in and whatnot. And I get it, right? There's a lot to settle into it. Like Dorgu took half that season when he came in January and now looks much better. And then even with Šeško, as you had mentioned, it took him some time to get going. But Nelson, I'm going to move on to the next topic. I'm going to bring on Ray because I want his opinion as well. Give me one sec. All right, right.
Hey, man.
Let's talk about the regeneration project, because that officially got launched like earlier today, right? So the folks on this mayoral development council, I think is what it is, are Sebastian Coe, who was part of it in the beginning, Andy Burnham, Colette Roche, who I believe is actually our COO, and is responsible for from the club side on leading this, and obviously the boy Sir Jim. And the headline was they have confirmed that the vision is to build a new 100,000 seater capacity stadium, right? And that would make it the largest stadium in Europe. And I mean, if you've noticed, whenever there's FIFA tournaments, like whether it's the what is it called? What's the European competition? I forget. Portugal just won it, or I forget, or France just won it. Sorry, the name is eluding me. But whenever there are competitions, whether they're held by UEFA or whether they're held by FIFA, United's Old Trafford hasn't been a ground that has been used recently. So now having 100,000 seater stadium, coming there, that's exciting. But if I'm not mistaken, Ray, you're a Lakers fan?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. Okay. Did you guys build a new stadium recently? Or
no, the Clippers built a new stadium.
Okay, the Clippers. Sorry, I was thinking of SoFi for some reason.
Okay, SoFi is fairly new. That only has a capacity of like 80,000, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to that stadium for concerts and for sporting events. That thing is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in the state of the art for.
Well, college football in America is big, right? Michigan Stadium has a 100,000 seater stadium as well. So I know I've been there for when United played Real Madrid all those years back in a friendly, and I was very impressed with everything there. But what are your thoughts on this? Like, what does this tell you about the direction the ownership wants to move in?
I'm a little confused by everything because it's the Old Trafford regeneration development, but then the majority of the news things is talking about the new stadium, right?
Yep.
I'm confused on how things happened because I think last year they were saying that it was supposed to be moving fast by the end of 2025. They were going to have plans and move forward by then, and then that came and went and nothing's happened. I think today was mostly a reiteration that they want to build a new Trafford or a new stadium. 100,000 is huge, and that just makes to me kind of concerned about how are they going to get the money for this for a team that's always concerned about their financial situation. How are they going to do that? I'm not sure if the people of Manchester would be very happy if they had to take some tax credits or tax breaks or get public funding, because public funding for a private thing is always something that's probably not the best PR right now for them. So I'm with everything in the development for this new stadium. I'm always really, really confused on how they're moving forward with it, and I don't think they're giving us enough information to know if they're actually moving forward. The last thing I heard is the Trident design is probably not going to happen now too. Like I think I read that like 2 months ago too.
Yeah, so or that was in contention. Yeah, no, I think you're right. But the thing is that apparently it's projecting $7 billion in annual contribution to the UK economy. Right, and then it's actually a whole zone that they're wanting to develop. Right, so there's 370 acres. That's there. They're planning for 15,000 new homes to be built in that area. And I mean, I've been to Manchester. I was there literally a year ago, and then just a couple months back as well. When I actually no, sorry. Well, I say literally a year ago, but I say that in jest because I was there in December, and then also the January prior. But it's a growing area. It's actually a really nice city, and so I think this will be really good. So to me, it's a little bit bigger, right? It's urban regeneration on a scale, and from what I hear from a lot of folks is that type of work doesn't necessarily happen in the northern parts of England. It's usually always focused in regeneration is usually focused inside of London. So you're right, but you had mentioned something that's really interesting, where you said you don't know how a lot of this is going to get funded, and this seems appropriate to kind of bring this part in too. Is that United dropped to 8th in the Deloitte Money League, right? And this is just revenue that gets generated by the club, not necessarily looking at expenditure or profit or anything like that. It's just how much money are they bringing in. This is the first time that United are outside of the top 5 in the report's 29-year history. Okay, so the first time. And this is also, I believe, the first time that we have fallen behind any other English team as well. And so it's kind of, it's a little bit concerning because, again, this is last year with, right, this is what these numbers are based off of, folks, is about last year where we had, European football that we went all the way into the final. And then we also were, deep in other cup competitions as well, or at least we didn't exit almost immediately. We weren't playing just 40 games that season. So there were a lot more home games. There was a lot more games being played. We were in a European competition, which brings in additional revenue as well. And I think it generated for us what was considered to be the record revenue at the time in about 666 odd million or so. To now, this upcoming year, where we're talking about today, hey, we want to build a new stadium. We also have close to $1 billion in debt. Where do we kind of go?
That's a very good question. I have no clue, man. Billionaire financing and numbers don't make sense to regular people, is what my thought process is. Whatever those rankings are, I have no idea how they come to it. Was this year's this season affected those numbers, or was it like the previous?
No, it was all just 24, 25 numbers, 25. And so not necessarily 25, 26, which we're in. That's the current season is 25, 26. So next January we'll see the 25, 26 numbers.
So even with Europa League, then we dropped a few. I wonder what would have happened if you substitute if we were in Champions League, or did we play Champions League? Would we have stayed up in the top 5?
Well, so Champions League money, like in the summer, like it starts at next season, so it won't get counted towards revenue generated for last season, right? That's the whole point of around this, is that the revenue generation is based on season, and that's how they chart these money leagues off of, or at least that's how Deloitte charts the money league off of. So yeah, I think I think it's interesting. The long-term vision is, obviously, they want to build a new stadium and then be able to kind of go from there while still trying to be competitive as much as they can. I don't know whether or not that's actually going to be, or I don't know how much it's actually going to impact us, right? Because again, we're questions around the funding. We're also going to see a drop in revenue. So definitely it's not like the club is going to be able to, generate money or be able to use its balance sheet in order to fund this thing. There might be, some outside investment that we're looking for, but that recent meeting that was apparently in Manchester at Carrington, and also was probably the longest one that they've had, was a full day thing, not necessarily half a day like what they're typically used to, might have been more about the regeneration project than maybe looking at for another investor, especially since they announced it, just a week later. But yeah, I think it's been an interesting last 2 days.
Do you think the regeneration numbers that they're talking about, how much it's going to contribute to the economy, is there a percentage on if the regeneration for the exterior, or is it strictly because of the stadium?
No, it's including the entirety of, so the stadium plus the homes plus the jobs that they are projecting to create, which is about 90,000 of them. So yeah, that is.
If I remember correctly, and somebody from the UK can tell me, Manchester is a working class area, right? So will people be able to afford those homes and things that they are building there, or is it just going to be who's going to be available to live there, I guess?
Yeah. Who's going to be living there? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like the stadium is not taking up the entire part, and so
they're building homes, and part of the entire point, like, with a lot of they'll give you numbers that this is going to generate this much money, and a lot of times, especially when it's around stadium deals, it's always, I feel it's overestimated. Oh, we're going to bring in this much money because when we have events there, then all the other businesses there will bring up too. And they never ever, because they're trying to sell something, they're not giving you the cost of how much it actually is going to cost for people to work there or to open a business there. So I'm very wary when it comes to these types of, it's going to provide us with this much money, especially for something so far away from the main point of that country, which is London. So Do these numbers mean anything? Who knows? Especially with Sir Jim, I don't know what they're really going for sure. Because
Yeah.
who's going to have a concert there? Because the Etihad's a nice stadium, right? For all
But this will be
accounts.
nicer. You'll be able to have more than just that. So you're right. You know, the Etihad is a stadium that's currently one of the ones that are hosting concerts inside of Manchester. It's not necessarily just about concerts, right? You know, could we entice maybe an NFL team to come play as well, right? Like the Spurs do in yeah, I know there's a lot of different ways. And you know, to be frank, I think we're probably going to be able to see this pan out. But let's go on to our next topic. Ray, thank you. I'm gonna switch it up. We're gonna talk about the Carrick effect. Guys, he's only played one game though. I mean, what are we talking about? But you know, there's been a lot of conversation that we had on the Discord too. I think I'm gonna get Nelson, Hoff, and Roberto. Hello, everyone. To kind of talk about this, right? Because we were talking about it earlier today in Discord. We were talking about, you know, kind of just celebrating that win against Manchester City. So now, what you know, I think Carrick himself has even tried to like measure this a little bit too. In the post or the pre-match interview at Arsenal, he says, you know, one game doesn't make you a great team, but it does give us a great foundation to build on, right? And that's exactly what you would expect from him, even as a player, right? Because he was pass before the pass, right? He was never taking on necessarily the headline, but you know, that's what we're hearing is that, you know, inside Carrington, the mood has also shifted, and it's not necessarily just like this post-Derby euphoria, but you know, Carrick has been apparently, you know, having a lot of one-on-ones with players. He's putting a lot of arms around shoulders. He's explaining, you know, why somebody isn't starting. He's communicating to folks, right? And it's kind of like this, I'll say, breath of fresh air. And I know Andy Mitten had said the same thing, but he also put it around the context that anytime there's a new manager, right, because they're leaving in such tenuous circumstances and they're coming out of that, like the players also feel that too. They just feel like a sense of relief, right? Because it's like this knot that was there and it's now released. So what do you guys think? You know, Roberto, I'll come to you first, right? Do you think that maybe this is some positive energy that we can kind of channel as we move forward? And before you go, thank you guys inside of the chat as well. It was the Euros that I was talking about, or at least that's what I was thinking about, because that was the last tournament that England hosted, not necessarily the Nations League. So appreciate you guys while I had a little bit of brain fart. But that being said, Roberto, on to you.
Yeah, I definitely think it's something that we can use. You know, I'm really hoping it gives us that push to potentially qualify for Europe. I think a lot of us can agree that, you know, we have a team that is good enough. And I'm hoping that I did see the same. He seems to be very focused on the arm around the shoulder and just making sure he's very involved. I think one of the things that maybe a criticism to Amorim was that he, as hands-on as he was in the beginning, I think he was a little more distant from the players sometimes. I also saw a report that he had never gone to the United Youth Games, or had gone once to the Academy Games.
But it's kind of a lie. I mean, he went to quite a few. He never went to that one place that they were playing the under 21 game. He'd been to quite a few. It was just proved also on Twitter. They showed a bunch of photos of him at different Academy games. So yeah.
Got it. The other thing I did find interesting, though, I don't know if you guys saw, the Premier League made a video about how Carrick transformed United.
Yes, with James Lawrence Alcott.
Yeah. It's crazy to me because it's one game. As much as like I'm super excited at the possibilities of what Carrick can bring and, you know, this positive energy, it's been one game. So I'm interested to see how the media treats this now, because we saw them so gung-ho again of how bad Amorim was. So it'll be interesting if it's going to be all positivity no matter what happens, kind of thing. But I'm excited to have positivity around the team. At least that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, I'll push back a little bit, right? Because I don't think it was necessarily that Amorim wasn't doing all those things with the players. I definitely think he was. And again, it's not like he was sacked because of the players turning on him. It was he definitely was let go because of one, issues with the boardroom, and then two, also the results just weren't good enough. Even though we were seeing some of the underlying numbers improve in a positive direction. But Nelson, I mean, what do you think, right? Like it's one thing to say that, right, the players are feeling a lot of tension because they recognize challenges in the ownership. It's another thing to say that, hey, because this new manager has come in, that now all of a sudden maybe we understate that energy and that bounce that we're getting.
You know what? I'm probably going to be the worst person you're going to ask this question, because I'm going to go complete opposite. I think Carrick did change stuff. And by the way, not like a little bit. Like I genuinely believe so. You know why? Because we had another interim. We had Fletcher. We saw how poor we were. Like the first game was good, and then we saw the second game and we saw how poor setting us up was. Like we were set up so badly. And secondly, Lisandro, for many who didn't like what we said when we said it was clear that there were some people who were really upset with Carrick. With Amram. Lisandro came out and said the training sessions were completely different. They're not running hard anymore. They're doing shorter busts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy how these are small things. If anyone has played ball, they know. Like, there's a difference between you just doing a run, just hard running up and down. Because we saw that during Amram's training sessions. You saw how many times they would win the ball or something would happen and they had to sprint back. And they constantly did that, like running back and forth, back and forth. And all you saw under Carrick's training regiments was all rondos, passing ranges, all that kind of stuff. Basically, if you're a technical bowler, you'd much prefer Carrick's. If you're a more physical guy, Ugarte, you probably prefer Amram's because he does, on the ball a lot more. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I let Hoff is like probably the middle ground.
Sorry, I just go ahead, Hoff.
Sorry, Robert. Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
No, I was gonna say, I agree with you, Nelson, that he changed things. I think part of what's changed though could also just be a simplification of roles. And I say that in the sense of like certain roles like the midfield. With less rotations, you kind of have to think less about where you are on the field. So that can be a lot easier, especially in a team that's gone through so much. I think just a lot of players didn't understand what Emirates needed from the team. And we slowly started seeing it in some games, but some games you could tell it looked like no one knew what to do, where to go. So I think that's also a big change. I think Carrick came in, simplified the things, not in a bad way, just kind of like everyone knows what their role is in a 4-2-3-1 in a sense. So I think that also goes a long way of showing like this huge change. It's just kind of like, where you're supposed to be, and we want to tighten certain things up, and that can make a huge, sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference as well.
Hoff, first time that we're getting to see your face, at least here to the YouTube audience. Look at you. It's sunny Australia over there too. Loving it. But give us your thoughts, man, on this Carrick's change, and at least in the training
round. Yeah, look, in terms of his change specifically, I don't think there's really much you can change in such a short time. I don't think there is a massive shift. I think maybe he's probably just implementing the things that he knows, and there's probably things that we've done. I know the whole, like, the rondo's back, and then you look on Twitter and there's like 6 photos of the rondo from Amarim's time. So, like, it is what it is, right? Like, it's going to be that media PR good vibe swing. But I think it's more in terms of how the players react to the situation that's oncoming. I think that's a really big part people aren't thinking about too much. So, for example, for me, if I'm just at my workplace and just using an analogy, if I've got my superior that let's say I get along with, I don't necessarily like, and we're doing things. If a new guy comes in that I know from prior and that's a nice guy and that's cool, the things that we were doing before are going to feel way better just because the whole energy of the whole place is better in terms of how I'm reacting to it. So that's kind of a thing that I feel personally. I think also, since people are probably going to be playing in their natural positions, I think they're going to react to training better and probably be in the positions they're comfortable in training to kind of sharpen their toolbox. So I don't know if Amarim's gonna Amarim. Oh my god, he's scarred me. I don't know if Carrick's gonna be doing anything supremely different, but I think he's just gonna bring like a bit of tactical nous, a bit of tightening up, and just teaching the principles of that United DNA that he's learnt to really try and get the best out of everyone. Because I think he knows he's not here for the long term. I think he's just auditioning for the Premier League, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's kind of move on to that next topic, because I think you segued right into it. In my mind, is that we have not won at the Emirates in
8 years.
8 years. Yeah. And I don't know. I think Mourinho. There's 9
In the
managers,
league.
right? Yeah.
In the league.
In the league, we haven't won, right? So there's 9 managers, right? There's Mourinho, Carrick, the first time, Solskjaer, Carrick again, then Rangnick, Ten Hag, Amarim, and Fletcher, right? Those are our folks. Like we've had, this is including 9 and interim, right? I don't think all of them necessarily. I mean, well, I don't think Fletcher. Let's take Fletcher away. He doesn't necessarily had the chance to play at the Emirates, but it's the first time out of the. Oh wait, did he? I'm not sure.
When did Lingard do the moonwalk?
That was under Mourinho's time, I believe.
So
But that was the
so are we
last time
talking
we
8
won.
years technically because it's
8
just been
years.
8 years? Otherwise they would have
Yeah.
said 9. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool,
So
cool.
So there's been
Right.
that many managers that kind of gone since, and we haven't won or whatever, right? And so, but again, in all those situations, it's not necessarily like we were the underdogs. It's not like necessarily Arsenal was as good as they were, right? And the last time that we did it was so far back, like it was a totally different squad. I don't think anyone apart from maybe Luke Shaw is still playing for us since then. What do you guys think? We're coming in as an underdog here, and apparently this team has, if they don't score a set piece goal, they haven't won.
If they don't score first with a set piece goal, they don't win.
Okay, if they don't score first with a set piece goal, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So like it's this is why you're Meek, who's probably one of the people I love talking to the most on Discord. This is one of the things we had a different view. I think we should play Šeško this game. We genuinely need to worry about the set pieces. Like they are significantly better than even last season, and we really struggled with them last season, in my opinion. And so I think the good thing we've got 2 bald guys, 2 bald Englishmen. They know how to defend set pieces. Jonathan Woodgate was an animal. So in my opinion, like I think we actually have the right people to figure out how to stop Arsenal's set pieces. Outside of that, like I don't know if you guys have been watching them. They are poor. Chance creation, they are absolutely shocking.
I mean, they like to progress a lot centrally as well, and it seems like teams are starting to figure that out. So if they don't have that avenue, that's why they end up having to go that set piece route in the first place. Is this like maybe Arteta showing a level of tactical inflexibility, or is it just that the players don't have a plan B and they think that, hey, set pieces are the plan B?
You know what? Oh, sorry to cut you off, Nelson. I know you were in the tactical chin wag, but look with that, I think to be fair, if you have an undefendable move, you know, you got Jordan's little shimmy, you got Olajuwon's rainbow hook, like you got all these things. Like, why wouldn't you just spam it? Like, realistically speaking, like obviously everyone's going to call you Tony Pulis and this and that, but who cares when you've won the league? And that's what I'd be saying. That's what I'd be saying. Like, obviously, we're going to use our progression system, and we're going to naturally progress. Worst case scenario, we try and get Saka in with the right floated cross. We're going to get Martinelli in behind off the left with the cut back to whoever's at the center, or we're going to have Marino floating. Like they have a lot of different options. But if your alternative is undefendable, then I don't have the self-muting F button, but like F what everyone thinks. Like who cares? That's what I'd be saying, realistically speaking.
But I think the difference is teams now have, like last season, it was a complete shock. You look at the Nottingham Forest game, like completely shut out. They couldn't get, and I genuinely believe this is probably the best squad we've had to defend set pieces. because Lamens is really good at taking crosses.
Yeah,
That's the
claims
first
the
part.
ball.
Yeah, he claims the ball really well. And then you have Maguire's back. That's a big save. You have Sheshko coming in. You have Casemiro, who's amazing for heading. Dorgu, really underrated heading. Like
Luke Shaw, great
too.
at set pieces for defending or marking our opposite players out. Yeah.
And then the rest we just play. It's going to be to use Hoff. We're going to have to use screens. We're just going to have to screen players out. Like there's no other way you stop that team. And we'll have to be just physical enough. I think what we should do is be, we need to be dickheads at the beginning. Like, so that the referee doesn't give us cards early on and there'll be a lot of shoving and stuff. We negate them immediately off the rip. If we see a ref give a yellow early, then we're fucked. Because they'll maximize on the way they manhandle the goalkeeper, the way they move players around. Like that's the execution of set pieces, as Hoff said, is elite. Like this is better than Tony Pulis. Let's be honest.
And we've got to give the refs a reason to blow the whistle as well. If we like if you get clipped, like this is the team to do it against. We're not doing it against Grimsby. You're not doing it against Luton Town. Like top of the league. Like you have to buy this. Everyone's got to be a Bernardo Silva this week. You know, like you get clipped on the sideline, you got to go down. You can't do the Dorgu hands up. Oh well, no, it wasn't a penalty. Like you got to buy everything this week realistically. So that way, when it happens in the box, the ref's already in the mindset and the flow of the game of give the foul, give the foul, give the foul. Whereas if you've given him that confidence to be able to say that courage of going no, you know, whereas you want to give the ref as much instability throughout the game as possible. And I'll leave that as my final note because I'm currently on holiday and my wife's waiting for me to go somewhere. So I thought I'd pop in quickly. Have a great stream, everybody. All the best. And have a good conversation. Thanks everyone for viewing.
Everybody, you know, please apologize on Hoff's behalf in the chat to his wife. And maybe you can show her the chat link later. But thanks again, Hoff. Appreciate
No
you.
worries. Take care, guys.
Yeah, I'll bring on Ed, the ref decider, and also Ray. So we'll kind of as a group talk about this. But Ray, you shared some stats earlier, right? Of our last game against Arsenal, you said Valencia had a goal and Lingard had 2 goals, and then hit the Millie Rock, right? What a selly that was in my mind. And then Pogba apparently got a red card. I totally forgot that. But the other stats were they had 75% possession, 33 shots with 16 on target, and De Gea made 14 saves that game. So he was immense. Are we about to see probably a similar performance or
No.
why not?
No. Because if you watch their games, they're more dangerous without the ball. Like they actually want you to have the ball. You know the way we've been talking about, like people have been saying like transition teams are bad and everything. They are dangerous when they don't have the ball. So actually, it's better for you to let them, and then you just compact the field. That's all you do. And you'll see Saka is the only player in that team that's dangerous.
You're saying something here with compacting the field that we did really well against City, and we were forcing them to play out wide. Could you expand on that just a bit?
The reason is Saka. So the way they try and move the wingers really wide, and then they try and break in, right? But the issue is Saka's always trying to shoot. Saka doesn't cross. He doesn't hit the cross back. And that's one of the reasons why Gyökeres sucks this season. It's because Gyökeres doesn't know exactly when Saka's supposed to give him the ball. So every time he does do the cutback, there's no one there. And it's one of the reasons why I'm usually more afraid of Merino, because Merino runs into the box. So when he is cutting back, Merino gets the ball. Well, Gyökeres is usually way ahead. So if they play Merino and Eze, that's a more scary team than them playing Gyökeres and maybe Trossard or somebody else.
Nelson, what do you mentioned you would want Šeško to start. Who would you drop from our lineup against City?
You said Brian earlier this week, I think.
I think I would drop Brian.
Yeah.
I think I
would drop Cunha.
Cunha's already on the bench.
He was on the bench.
So then you drop Bruno.
Oh,
I'd never drop Bruno
No
for a
way.
game like that.
Wait,
You
Ivan, I
don't drop
can't
the captain for this.
him.
Not when he's in the 10.
This is the hardest game to drop him. I don't see how you could.
Is this the right Ed?
I'm actually
am I getting
shocked. Ed
trolled?
said-
Like,
Yeah, Ed. Ed is
Listen, it's
trolling.
gonna be an ugly fucking game. Like you guys don't
It will be.
understand.
It
These
will
guys don't play football. They
No.
play. I'm gonna just hug your players, and hopefully the refs don't blow the whistle. They play the dirtiest types of tactics you've ever
Hmm.
seen when it comes to set pieces. In the face of VAR, nothing gets reviewed that's not the 1 yard near the ball. It's just dirty. It's ugly. They have one good player in Saka. Everybody else is absolute dog shit at
Yeah.
the sport. They play for corners and they just rely on Saka to try and beat his man and get a couple set pieces, this and that. Zubimendi, anybody in this panel can do what Zubimendi does for them, by the way. I'm not even kidding. You could run back to your own box with no pressure on you, receive the ball, turn, and pass it sideways, and then start trotting up the field a little bit. Can you not? Can everybody here do that?
Ray, I'm gonna go to you. Can
I
you?
cannot.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yes, you can. Liar. He's lying.
Yes, you can. You're
He can
lying.
do that. They are not a footballing team.
Yeah.
They are a winning team. They
Yeah.
do anything to win. It doesn't have to involve the football. It can involve fucking like the corner flag. They want to win any way possible, and that's the most dangerous type of team. They don't give a shit how they beat you as long as they beat you.
I mean, for
We're
all
talking
of
about, but here's the difference. We're talking about United DNA, and I want to see us play this way. No, you want to fucking win like they are. They're winning. They're drawing games. They have the ugliest games, brother. You watch their game. The only good game they had was against Bayern. They actually came out and played.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And then you never see it again. They go back to their shell, right?
And then just to, statistically, I think that's Sean, the person who leads them in goals in the Premier League is Gyökeres, with Odegaard tied at 5. And everyone talks and all the YouTube's like, what's wrong with Gyökeres? I'm like, he's leading their team in scoring, which shows you what type of scoring that they do. A lot of it is set pieces. They claw and fight, and they win. And you know what? A lot of the stuff that happens when
they don't concede, Ray.
Ray, provide more reasoning as to why Gyökeres sucks. Because he only scored like I think 2 open goals.
Open play
Three.
chances.
Open play
Three,
goals.
three.
Yeah.
Three.
Three.
Yeah.
But that's
Sure.
insane for a team
You would-
at the top. But sorry, Ray.
Yeah.
Go
You would
on.
think
I-
you'd have
I'm just saying
scored
that-
more by now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
they're extremely great defensively. I don't think we can take that away from them. They're a very good
100%.
defensive team. I think they're, everyone was always talking about how Van Dijk was very good for Liverpool. I think this duo is extremely good, which is going to be problematic for our forwards. However, unless we're doing what we were good with City, which is, very good counterattacking.
Can't do that.
Why?
William Saliba is fast as shit.
I know,
Wait,
but I'm just saying, if you have, we also have really fast people that can go with him. It's not going to be one-on-one. We'll try to do, and let's not forget, Arsenal already has 2 dog-so red cards this season. So maybe they could be susceptible to one of those. You really don't know. It's going to be a dogfight, though. I think Ed's right on that. This isn't going to be a fun one. It's going to be ugly. Thankfully, I don't have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning for this one. It's just 8:30 on Sunday. But it's going to be we have to fight on it. And I honestly, for this game, I don't care about possession stats. I don't care about any of that crap. I don't care how good we look. If Carrick puts them in a position where we have the chance to win by the end of the game, I think that's a good. And if we, honestly, I think a draw is in play. Because Arsenal's always in play for a draw until they do a last minute goal winner or game winner. So let's get that. I say let's get that point, because remember, before City, our plan was 1 point for these next 2 games. A lot of us were saying that would be a good thing. We already have 3. If I can get 4, I'm great.
I think a big positive, as well as we actually have some attacking options on the bench. Like that question Nelson I asked of who would you drop? We're not asking that a few months ago. It was kind of like it just picked itself. So I think that's also a good thing, and each of our attackers adds something different, right? So I agree. I think a draw is probably on the table. It's kind of hard to think unless it's a quick transition on where we could actually hurt them creatively. But yeah, I'd like to see, because Brian's deceptively strong. It would be nice to see him go,
and he's
behind.
Apparently he's one of the he clocked the fastest top speed, so he is one of the fastest players on our team.
Exactly.
Actually,
Let's
Sheshko's
make
second,
them
right?
work. Let's make them
Sheshko's
Or
work.
no,
second, yeah.
Sheshko's first.
No, apparently Mbumo. So in
And
training,
Mbumo's- yeah.
training Sheshko's faster than Mbumo, but in game, Mbumo apparently has the fastest top speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
But
you know
either
what-
way, they're both
Let's
rapid.
make them second guess,
they're
right?
Crazy
Like-
rapid.
But
you
here's
know
the thing
what?
we're not talking about. We're also
Yeah.
very good at set pieces attacking wise.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes,
Especially
we
with
are.
Casemiro
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah. We're
Casemiro
very,
is
very
a
good.
Guys, I'm just saying, I think Luke Shaw is going to find a guy on their end that gets onto a lot of set pieces, and Carrick's going to tell him he's the one that you need to mark out the game, or to be able to make sure that Harry is free in order to kind of give us the best opportunity. And we saw, right, when, especially with our corner delivery as well, Casemiro and Harry Maguire were maybe like what, one player, two players apart from each other. They were in the same area. So look, I know we don't have like a Declan Rice style guy to do deliveries and put the ball in at the exact same spot every single time. But, if it's a 5-foot variance or a 6-foot variance, right, from the location of where it's going to be, we have two of the best people in the squad, right, to be able to head onto a ball. So now I think this is going to be a lot. I'll say this is where Steve Holland will earn a lot of credit, is if he can showcase that we can go to the Emirates and we can go toe to toe with Arsenal, and we can actually, let's say give him a run for their money on set pieces, because he was England's set piece coach, and we saw just how much they benefited from him. We saw in the first game too, even the marginal improvement on set pieces.
I think what I would like to see, because set pieces is going to be dicey anyway, regardless of how it goes, it's just going to be a hard thing. But it's a midfield battle that I want to see the most, because I want to see how we tackle Rice and whoever, because Odegaard doesn't seem to be getting a lot of games here. So it might be, Ed and I have spoken about this off air multiple times. I don't want Eze to play. Eze is the guy who
It's dangerous.
because he disappears. He just disappears and he shows up at the right position always. So I don't want Eze to play. But he actually played against Inter, so probably he's not playing.
He's
It
our
seems
most
like-
creative fulcrum
Exactly.
when it comes to that. Without him, they have to beat
They have
Jamie.
to, exactly. They have to score Jamie. And I would much rather they try the Jamie route. Because here's the argument. Now hear me out. What if we drop Ahmad and bring in Boom on the right wing and just play for pace? Because this is the thing. There's so many. We actually at this point have multiple variations that we can play. We can either use raw pace, or you use the ability of Ahmad and Bruno to do like the short passing, really fast breaks. I think it's this is one of the reasons why I was like angry in the Discord. This feels like we have options. This feels like there is a possibility we can beat them. I didn't feel like this before. There were many games I went in, I knew we were losing. And it was a question of by how much. Like, it just felt this way. Now I'm more like, nah. I genuinely believe we can beat these lots. It's going to take a crazy game plan. It's going to take us being massive dickheads, off the rip, hard tackles.
We have to
all
let
that
them know
kind
we're
of
there.
This
Yeah.
is,
Did that
this
against
is
City
what
in
I
the
want to
beginning
see.
as well, though.
You know what keepers used to do back in the day in derbies like this, especially in Italy? If you're anywhere, when the ball's in the air and you're in the box, the keeper is coming out, you're getting an elbow to the back of the head, you're getting a knee to your spine, you're getting something while he's going up to the ball. We need
But
Laments to be an absolute dickhead in this game and elbow and knee people when he's going up
He
for the
doesn't
ball.
seem the type, though.
But
I know.
VAR, man, VAR now sucks.
No,
like-
VAR, what? I'm looking at the ball. This is my area. I'm the keeper.
Yeah. No, the knee thing. I don't know why that technique just disappeared.
Yeah.
Go
Nobody
watch
does it
Peter
anymore.
Cech. Peter Cech used to jump with his knee. And if you were anywhere near him, oh, buddy,
You're getting flattered.
crumbling. Yeah, there's no question.
So,
But yeah,
so they,
I'm with you. Mhm.
but this is also going to be decided on how the ref blows his whistle to their
Yes.
little fucking shenanigans, their little pick and goes and holding and, tugging off our players on the corner so they can't move. Like things like those the whistle is going to be so important.
And
they-
It could be one of those annoying games where they're like really physical the entire time to get away with everything. Casemiro's going to do a late slide and give him a red card.
Yeah,
it's
it could
gonna be
be
one of
like
those.
That could be. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a mare
100%.
for anybody.
Yeah.
This game
Like
is gonna
that-
be ugly.
Like Dallo can't do that stupid tackle he did.
I don't
that
think
stupid
Dallo
red
should
card.
play. I think Ahmad plays
Maz.
at right back.
No, Maz? You
No.
wouldn't play Maz? I'd play Maz, bro.
I was gonna bring up Dallo. Actually, I was gonna tell you guys my huge concern on set pieces is Dallo.
100%. I'm with you
so
there.
many times, loses
Yeah.
his man, and he looks around kind of like, "What the hell just happened?" And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's you.
It's
Like
you.
you've got to be on your man. That worries me.
The
You
good
know,
thing though,
let's-
Nelson, Marino, and Eze did start on Tuesday. So and
Yes,
they didn't
which
start
is
against
why I'm
Nottingham Forest.
hoping they don't
Yeah.
play.
You think it's
but-
just rotation for them that time?
That's
Well,
right.
Marino comes off the bench usually.
Either way, yeah.
Jokic just runs for 70 minutes and then gets subbed off every game.
And
But he
Gyökeres is going to
leads them
get
in
bodied.
scoring.
I think
well-
Gyökeres will get bodied by Maguire.
Just
Guys,
That's
look
such a
at
good match.
look at all their goals, how spread around they are. I think Timber is on like 3 or 4 goals, right?
Yeah, he's on 3, I think. Yeah,
Rice has
Their
4.
goals are spread around
Rice
their
has
whole
4.
team.
Yeah, like that's the issue with them. But like, I don't fear them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely don't fear them. I think the set pieces is an issue, but I'm not afraid of them because I don't know if you guys notice this, but Arsenal fans hate how they play. So since we're the Emirates, if the longer we hold on to like a 0-0 and we do showcase that we have attacking output, they'll go quiet. And that's what we need. We need to frustrate the fuck out of them. And then
that's
just
when
nick
subs
one.
make a difference.
Yeah, that's gonna make a
Tired
difference.
legs. Our subs against tired legs are
Is-
like
Are gonna
Scary.
be huge, yeah.
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 The empty
So,
bits.
I
Other
wanna-
stats. I'm sorry,
Empty.
go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, no. I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys too, right? Because this was something like, hey, controlling the midfield was a really big part at City, and we know that Arsenal's midfield was really good. And I think if we were going in under Amram, I'd be a lot worried of them being able to get that central progression through. Now I think a little bit less. Do we see maybe kind of like this pressing trigger that we saw with Kabi on Rodri, that we see Kabi looking to press Rice? I think if from the out of possession shape, I would
Rice
love
is a
for us
baller, bro. Rice will
Rice-
roll him.
I think
Yeah.
we'll be a little more
No, no.
conservative.
But
Listen,
no,
Rice
just,
is
just,
so
just
good.
hear me
You-
hear me out. He's a baller, and I totally get it. But do we see more of the? I mean, because like Rodri was a baller too, right? Like I'm just like
But
come on,
Yeah,
like,
but Rodri's
Brother,
dead.
Rodri can't
legs.
turn and run halfway
Yeah.
across the pitch faster than your whole team.
Rodri's
Rice
dead
can't.
legs.
I get that. But
Rice
do
is-
we force Rice to make some of the passes that we want? Do we see more of that? Is what I'm trying to get at.
We'll
I-
try to stop the progression through the center of the pitch, like through the center of the pitch. I think we will try to force them out wide, but I don't think we see that pressing trigger. I think he's going to want to be a little more conservative against Arsenal. Just like with City, we kind of saw mid block at times, and sometimes it was a little lower. I think this time we're kind of low block, and
Yeah, this is gonna be proper low block.
Roberto,
Yeah,
you don't have to force them out wide. We could have nobody in the middle of the pitch and they would still go out wide.
They'll still go out
That's all
wide.
they know. They don't know
Fair.
nothing else. It's either Rice taking the ball and marauding, or they just go out wide to their wingers, and that's it. Whatever happens, happens. That's
Yep.
their game plan.
here's a good thing. I like our left side, their right side, which is the more dangerous side, is our strongest defensively.
agreed.
Like Dorgu versus Timber's
Dorgu.
going to be fireworks.
Fun. It's
Because
going to be fun
both
to
are
watch.
dogs. So I can't wait to see how that actually goes. And Shaw, let's be
Money's
honest.
on Patty Dorgu, okay?
Oh,
No,
no.
I don't care.
Timber's
about
a
any tree.
bulldog though.
I-
Timber's
that's
really
fine.
strong. Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
I got a pit bull in Patty Dorgu, and he's ready to.
Do you know? Do you know how similar this is to when City didn't have a striker? You guys remember that? And how they
Yes.
played? He's trying to recreate that in the worst way possible.
100%.
It's so boring. It's tiresome. I can't believe their fans are still watching these games. I watched
It's
that
just-
Forest
They're
game. I
They're
felt
probably going to win the league, so they're
That's the only reason
exactly.
they're
They
watching.
went ugly,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying. I watch every other game. I literally, Nelson knows. He's been in
Yeah.
my Discord now. I'm watching every game, brother. I watch as much football as I can. They are the most boring team I've watched. I'd rather watch Burnley.
Yeah.
Hey,
They're
man, what you
shocking.
got against Burnley? It was like they're just catching a stray out here for no reason.
They're
Like, come on,
Burnley,
man.
brother. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're about to get like 50 dislikes from the 50 Burnley fans that are there, right? Like, come on.
No, what's saying Burnley's better than them? That's
Yeah.
like
I
who
know.
like Arsenal sucks so bad. Like the thing about them is Rice's quality is it's so crazy. Like Rice and Saka are the only two decent players they have, and then they've got volleyball players, as Ed calls them. It's literally nothing but these giant people who they've maxed out stats on jumping stats. That's it. That's the only thing these guys are known for.
It's
And-
not going to matter if they win the league. Who
There's
cares?
a there's a
They,
No,
they
yeah,
want to win. Who
But
cares?
Ray, I guarantee they're not winning this league because all they need is a run of bad results. This team will.
So
fucking
you're
crumble.
saying we're gonna start it?
I
We
know
started
it
it
is
for
bad.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I
would
We
normally
started it for
agree.
There's a
City.
chance.
We're doing it again.
There's a
boys.
chance. I don't believe in the metal of these kids. These
I would
kids are
normally agree with you from
Yeah.
the last few years, except this year, everybody else is also going through bad runs of form for prolonged periods of time, including City. Who's
All I'm
City,
hearing, Ray, is we
Liverpool.
could capitalize on that with
Yeah.
Michael Carrick at the wheel, and we could.
right.
We could
Nelson
we're
is
still
saying
in
we're
it.
winning the league
We're
this
winning
year.
the league.
That's
Is that
what
what-
winning
is
the
that what we're
league,
saying?
boys. 21
Carrick
is
at the wheel.
coming.
The
And then we'll
toxic
have a discussion.
positivity,
And then we'll have a discussion of
claims.
saying,
And then, let's
Carrick's
get
won the
Lucid
league.
Rick.
Should he get the permanent job?
Yeah, then we'll have a discussion. But listen, if we win the league, anyone who was negative on the Discord, you're getting an hour-long timeout. I'm not letting you talk for if we hold up that title. But I'm just
We
saying,
would need to
okay.
win every game to win the league, and even then, I
Casemiro
think,
apparently
guy will get
needed
his
to
haircut, like-
start every game
Yeah.
to
Real quick.
I think we could do it. We just take it one game at a time.
They're winning the league. They have too much depth.
Yeah,
they have
Whenever-
a really good team, though.
Whenever
that
you
is true.
sub somebody out, you're bringing somebody of equal value in, apart from Rice and Saka.
Yeah, that's it.
And that is the biggest reason they're gonna win, because they're able to rotate that squad however they want.
Hey, we got one game a week, bro. I don't know.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
Let's.
Have you seen them like when they're playing
Yeah, I
European teams who
They
give them
steamroll
space?
them. Oh,
Oh my! That Inter game was the worst game I've seen. Like those goals are just garbage. How is Trossard winning a header for Jesus to score? Like how does that even work? But at the same time, like they are a very good squad.
Mhm.
But in the Prem, where we will not give them that space, we will not allow free headers that easily. I think we can genuinely give them a dude. Nottingham Forest held them to like one shot, something like that. It wasn't that the one they didn't like on target. I mean, I think they had 10 shots total, but they. If you have size against his lot, we can handle. And
Well,
then
Murillo is not the biggest guy, and he bossed.
he bossed them,
Yeah,
absolutely
he
bossed them.
bulldogged them. It
Yeah.
was the performance was incredible.
But let's
Do
not
you
get
guys-
twisted. Arsenal's a good team. I just want to make sure everyone understands as well.
Yeah, of course.
We
they're-
all
Yeah.
understand.
What's saying
Yeah.
they're the best team in the league right now?
Clear.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
best team, and they play the ugliest football.
Yeah.
Some would
Two-
say it's not
two-
even
two-
football.
Two things can be true. I think they're a shocking team, but they're the best team.
yeah,
It-
guys.
it-
I know some of you also watch like the other United fan channels like Stratford Paddock and things like that. But beginning of every season, what does Adam McCullough always say? 21 is coming, right? Like he's always like, we can win the league this year. You never know what happens. It's just us,
Was he
like,
the
we're
one that
just being
said, "I
excited.
seen it" after the first game against Arsenal? Was that him?
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. Yes, but I mean, he uses that phrase like quite a bit.
Every
so it's
single
not like-
season.
yeah,
I know, but that was-
one positive result is all it takes, and he's just like totally there. I mean, that's
That's a delusion
Okay.
I like. I like
Yeah.
people with that level of delusion where you go, there's no reason. There's no statistical analysis. It's just a fan saying stupid shit, and I love that kind of stuff. So
Just like I said, 15 points from the next 5 games.
I said 12.
15 pints.
I'm
Pints.
genuinely, I'm on 12. I think we're gonna get 12. I hope. Listen, boys, so that everyone understands, my wife's an Arsenal fan. I watch all the Arsenal games. I know how good these lots are, but I also know we can definitely beat them. Because after the City game, I could tell she started panicking, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what I was looking for." The first game of the season, she was chilling. We had all that XG and everything. We didn't look like we were gonna score. It was clear. So right now, I'm so excited Even if we lose, I don't care. I know that we're at least now at the point where we can actually say no team can. Every team we can beat, every single team.
Roberto, if we win, just you can prepare your guest room for Nelson. Just I think he might end up. being kicked out.
Well,
it
Ray
doesn't-
is
he's
in
not
the
here.
guest room. Roberto's in the living room.
I have a Manchester United blanket for you. So
Yeah, right there. I'm
Ah,
coming.
there you go.
No,
I will
you
say,
probably have
though-
to take a flight to go see Ray. To be fair, but
Good luck.
So
Good luck
you guys
getting anywhere
actually-
with this snowstorm, by the way, Nelson.
You guys actually
Dude, yeah, there's
believe
nowhere
if
to
we,
run.
you guys actually believe if we play the same way, we're actually can beat them that way? Like you guys
100%.
actually believe that?
as
think
as
so?
City or in the first
At
game?
City, yeah,
At
at City.
Mm.
I am not sure
It'll
yet,
be a little
just
different.
because I'm the guy who doesn't get too high off the win of Carrick. Like I was very excited about the win, but I want to see what Carrick does. That's really what my thing about this game is. This is another high test game for him. And then if he shows that he's able to do a good strategy that gives us the opportunities to win, I'll be a lot, even if it's like a close loss or a draw, I'll be very excited for the rest of the season. I have no idea if we can win the same way, honestly, because I have no idea, as you've said, what other factors are going to be in play. Because let's all face it, Anthony Taylor didn't give Dallo a red, and he could have, and it would have been
Different game.
it would have been
Different
warranted, and it's a completely different game, and all of us would be talking about how Anthony Taylor sucks. But it didn't happen this time, so let's find out. Because
I'll say Ed's
I'm excited
name
to find
is-
out.
It's pretty appropriate, refs decider. Like this actually might go down onto to the calls that either we get or
They will
or
make
that
it
they
all
get.
about themselves. It's pretty
Yeah.
obvious. Every game of theirs always goes down to the refs. It's Arteta talking shit to the refs or speaking to the refs. It's always Arteta doing something with his dumb little face and his stupid shoes and his dumb coat.
And his
Stupid
Lego
idiot.
hair. Oh God, I don't
But you
like
know
that
what
guy.
You know what we should do, Ed? Is do the Real Madrid tactic where you just swarm the ref every single decision. You make it hard for him. Don't make it
Of
easy.
course.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you calling this? And so that the next decision, see an old. Boys, if you go back in the day, there were multiple times. I was a United fan during the Invincible era. And I remember how we used to get battered by those law. And what we did was you just put Roy Keane and he would fuck Vieira up constantly. Whether or not those weren't tackles, by the way, it was clearly trying to take him out. And that's the only way we could shut down a team that at that point were better than us.
Sometimes in the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly in the tunnel. That fight was fantastic. Pizzagate, right? Like there was multiple things that we went through during that time when they were better than us. I remember we still won some of those games. We're the ones who stopped them at the FA Cup. What we need to do now is a similar thing, which is just this isn't going to go down to our technical levels. This isn't like the City game in that essence. From what Ed asked, I think this is a game of just how much passion will we have, and what kind of game style will we go in with? Like how dogged will we be? How much are we going to annoy them constantly? Because you might say Menu on Rice. It could be Cass on Rice, and then Menu's marking the other guy. Like we could have multiple variations. This is why Carrick is getting paid however many millions is getting paid. Like this is the reason I want to see it. And if he fails, hey, you lost to Arsenal, best team in the league. Who cares?
That's what I was going to say.
Move on to
At
Fulham.
Arsenal too. So
Thing,
At Arsenal too. Yeah.
It's he can gain so much. We can gain so much positivity and like momentum from this, but it's relatively low stakes. Like they are Arsenal, they are top of the league. We are a team that's just gone through a manager change, so it's like there's not that much danger to come out and go for a win.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and if we
I don't
win,
think Arsenal's lost the game at home all season either.
Yeah.
yeah, if we win, we can't celebrate because we got to look forward to the Fulham game right away. We got to get ready for that. Got to
No,
start
I think it's
preparing
Fulham.
for it.
Right when the whistle blows.
If any of us, because Ed and I will probably watch this game. If I see you celebrate, Ed, all right, we have
Listen,
the Fulham
I'm sorry, I
game
won't
coming up.
celebrate. It might go straight over my head. I don't know. I don't know. But this game, you know what it reminds me of? Like back in 2004, 2005, those winter games with the snow, and it's just like a tough fought, hard game. I hope it's a game like that. I want to see those types of games again, where it's just like, I don't know, just 11 dudes just on the pitch fighting each other for those 3 points.
Exactly.
Because this team, they don't fight. They get a 1-0 lead, and then they try to waste as much time as humanly possible. That's their game plan.
Yeah, but
And
that
I'm
type
not
of
even
game
kidding.
plan works for those types of games where you just get to slog it out.
That's every game like that for them.
Yeah, which makes that an advantage for them. That's why I don't want it to be
Correct.
that way.
They're
I'd like it
experienced
for us
in
to
those
be
types of games.
where, you know, Bruno is able to use his skill to be able to get somebody who's running down the wings and open up a nice 3-on-2 break where one of the center backs get a red card for a dog and then we're up 1, and hopefully it's not like it was against Everton.
So Shunt, not Shant. Okay, Shunt Solaki in the chat goes, I'm not sure how much dog is in our team. Gary Neville didn't even acknowledge his brother in the tunnel. I don't think we need that level of dog, right?
Yeah.
I think you can get away with lower, especially because the entire league's like level of doggedness has like dropped, right? And aggressiveness to each other has dropped, and the players have said it, right? Like social media has kind of been the reason why a lot of them get on
we
with
have
each
some
other.
dogs on our team. Cass,
But we do, yeah.
Lissandro,
Yeah.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Like those are dogs, dude.
If
We
Yeah,
have
we're
some
losing,
serious stuff.
Even
Bruno?
Bruno, man.
Yeah, Bruno,
Cunha.
bro.
Cunha.
Cunha?
if we're losing,
Yeah, like
and
what
I
are we
don't
talking
have,
about?
and we don't get 2 reds, there's not enough fight. If
Yeah.
we're losing, I need to see 2 reds from our team. I need.
I'm with you, Ed. By the way,
If
I'm
City,
fully with
if
you.
City
Yeah,
would have
yeah, yeah.
started slide tackling our players and being assholes, listen, they would have got off a lot better than they did with how
100%.
it's going off.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see Lissandro 2-foot somebody and try to break their leg.
Yeah.
Bring the Bilbao butcher back.
Yes.
Right? That's what you need.
Okay, buddy.
You just don't see. I need to see
You're
it. I
ready.
need to see it.
I
ready
want
for
the
a
fight,
scrap.
but yellow
I
cards.
love that. You know, I would
Yeah,
love
no
that.
reds.
I'd love to see
Because then
it.
against
especially
Fulham,
if we're losing,
the
yeah.
game that's going to tell us even more about how
Yeah.
to lead this team.
No,
We're
it
gonna
won't be
out of
Fulham.
players.
It's gonna be Fulham, and then after that, what's the next game after that? Is it Wolves or West Ham? Sorry, West Ham.
It's,
What's the next?
1 second.
I like the way we don't. My role is only thinking about Arsenal.
The next
I don't care about Fulham. Because, dude, I don't think. Okay, so maybe for some guys,
It's
it might be
Tottenham.
different.
It's
It might
Tottenham.
be different for a lot of
It's
people.
Arsenal and then it's Fulham on the first.
Arsenal, Fulham,
then it's
and then-
Tottenham.
Then Tottenham. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So,
Tottenham?
well, yeah, it's Tottenham
Tottenham.
after.
The Green Goblins team. Okay.
Yeah. I will battering those guys. Hopefully, they don't get another coach. But I grew up during the United Arsenal era, and in Kenya, everyone was either an Arsenal fan or a United fan, and then there were a few Chelsea Donnies. But this thing, I hate Arsenal more than I hate Liverpool, than I hate City. So for me, when you hear me talk like this is my wife and I will be sitting across our couch, yelling at each other the whole game because we understand my whole family is are Arsenal fans. So when I'm talking shit, this is coming from a point of passion. For me.
Guys, just I want to just pause for a
Yeah, go
second
on.
there. It's just yelling. It's nothing. I know what you all are thinking. There's something there. It's just it is not it's definitely cordial. I'm assuming.
What? Oh, with
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. You think if I bring my wife now, she'd tell you. Like it's the same. This is what fandom is, which is people on different points of views. I married her, boys. Like the fuck. That's the first thing. And secondly, we love this sport. It never. That's how it ends. It's just we yell at each other. It's fun. She'll diss me the whole day or probably the whole week, and that's it. Because I know
Shaylin,
we might lose.
Are you doing the watch along, or is Andy back for the watch along? Because I think we should have Nelson and his wife do the watch
Oh
along.
my oh my god, man!
Should, yeah. I don't know.
You've never seen someone so dejected. If we lose against them, man, oh man, I'll end the stream. They score a goal, I end the stream
Rage quit
immediately.
the stream, huh?
Right. Okay. Oh man. Okay, but I have one final question for each of you guys, and this is kind of I mean we'll also be going live tomorrow, and I'll do a call in, but it'll be like earlier in the day, like my time, so that way the other the folks across the pond are able to join us a little bit too. So I'll ask for predictions from them then as well. But you guys, what do you think, especially coming into this game? Roberto, I'll come to you. You seem to be the most neutral, balanced one on this. So what do you think?
I'm gonna go 2-0 us. I would love to see back-to-back clean sheets. I think that would give us a huge boost. I think we can do it. Nelson, I see your face. We're gonna do it. I'm positive. We're gonna shut them out at their own game, and we're gonna score set piece goal, Maguire, and we're gonna see that knee slide, the best knee slide in all of
in the game. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Nerd Culture says in the chat that Nelson's definitely sleeping on the couch if we win.
Oh yeah, that's victory for me, by the way.
That's victory. I love it.
I'm happy with. I'm walking with my duvet down. I'm like, fuck yeah.
What's your score prediction, Nelson?
Okay, honestly, I'm with Roberto. What Roberto said earlier, this kind of screams like a draw, maybe like a 1-0. But fuck Arsenal, so 2-0. Maguire, Sheshko, both headers. That's it.
Okay. Maguire off a set piece and Sheshko with some amazing leap above everybody else to just knock it down into the bottom corner. I love that. Okay. Ray, what do you think?
My head says 1-1 draw. My heart says 2-1 Bruno and Maguire.
Okay, nice.
6-0 Benny Sheshko hat trick. Bruno Fernandes 2 pens. Ahmad cut in banger top bins. Raya gets hooked at the 47th minute. They bring in their backup ice cream scooper boy just to concede 2 more. 8-0 by the 70th minute. Fuck Arsenal. Fuck London. Fuck everybody. Fuck every other team. They can go play volleyball all they want.
We're gonna redeem that 8-2 scoreline and we're gonna go for 8-0.
To be an Arsenal fan and fuck all their fans, delusional fucks. Fuck all of you on Twitter.
All of
Stupid
them.
bitches. All of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And he's just watching the monetization.
All right, boys. Thank you again for a great stream.
You're going to give us yours, Traylon?
Yeah, but I'll share it tomorrow.
Oh, you'll share tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah, I'll share mine tomorrow. I still need, some time to think because after Ed's thing, I'm just going to say, guys, we're just winning 8-2 again. And we're going to walk through. You know what? I'll stick to that, right? We're going to win 8-2. We're going to really crush it. But if you haven't already, please drop a like in the chat. Sorry,
I think Ray didn't give his prediction.
The video.
I did.
Oh wait, he did. He said
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
My heart says 2-1. My head says 1-1.
Yeah. If you haven't, drop a like in the like on the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Join the Discord. I know it was a little heated today, but we have fun conversations every single day. You guys are more than welcome to be a part of them in the community. And then I will see you guys earlier tomorrow. It'll be, I believe it's around 2 p.m. Eastern my time for wherever you guys are. If you don't know what that is, just ask ChatGPT or something. But until tomorrow, see you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, boys.
Got it.